if you are practicing kind of sloppy, so you're not focused at all, you're distracted, you're picking up your phone every 10 seconds, you are talking to people that come into your space every 2 seconds, you are daydreaming for half of it, that's not a very good investment. You're not investing a lot into it. And that's going to show. It's going to show when 5 years later, maybe you haven't improved that much or you haven't improved at the pace that you were expecting. It's because your initial investment wasn't very good. You weren't really invested, you weren't focused, and you weren't locked in. Now, if you compare that to somebody who invested a lot up front, somebody who is doing the things that I'm telling you to do today, they're eliminating distractions, they found their practice space, they're consistent, they are completely focused on what they're doing mentally. That person, they're giving a lot up front. They are investing, they're completely locked in on what they're doing, and they know what the outcome is, they know what the goal is. That person, 5 years later, as long as they stay consistent in their practicing, that person is going to see massive dividends on their investment, right? They're going to have a huge return on investment. They're going to be playing much better. They're going to be improving a lot as just a musician in general. And it's not just about the number of hours that you practiced. So somebody who has been practicing for 10 hours a day, but half of that time they're not focused, versus somebody who's only practicing for an hour a day, but they are completely focused that entire time. The person who's practicing less, but much more focused, is going to see much more return within a year than a person who just has a lot more hours, but their focus is completely off. And this is true for everything. I'm sure you've already had examples of this in your own life, but this is true for the piano. This is true for studying for school. It's true for preparing for an interview. It's true for anything that you want in life, anything where you are trying to improve at and get better at. What you do in the short term, as far as your focus, as far as your consistency, affects everything in the long run. So it depends on your investments. Your return on investments depend on your initial investment in the beginning, right? And again, that's really all I had. So just to recap here,